Listen closely. This is not casual advice. This is a switch, a shift in how you walk, speak, think, and decide. Most people don't realize this until it's too late. Your life doesn't follow your circumstances, it follows your assumptions. The way you expect things to go shapes how you act, how you persist, how you show up, and that behavior silently pulls outcomes into alignment. So let me ask you, what if, starting today, you assumed this: everything is working out for me, even when it's hard, even when it's quiet, even when there's no proof yet? That's not fantasy, that's mental leadership. Now let's begin. Let's start with a truth most people avoid. Your mind is not neutral. It is always running a program. And the program is built from repetition, from what you say to yourself daily, from what you assume is normal for you, from the story you keep confirming. Because here's how the subconscious works. It doesn't argue, it accepts. If you repeatedly tell yourself, "Nothing works for me, I'm behind, I'm not lucky, it's always hard for me," your subconscious says, "Understood," and it begins filtering your world through that lens. You notice more problems, you interpret delays as rejection, you assume silence means failure, you move with hesitation, you pull back at the exact moment you should push. Not because you're weak, but because your assumptions are steering your actions. Now imagine the opposite. Imagine you wake up with one quiet command running in the background. Everything is working out for me. Even if the bank account isn't where you want it, even if the results aren't visible yet, even if the path feels uncertain, you still move like it's happening. You still execute like the door is opening. You still build like the foundation is strong. And that changes everything, because your emotional state changes, your posture changes, your decisions change. This is not delusion, this is leadership of self. Here's the difference between most people and the few who win. Most people wait for proof to feel confident, but winners build confidence first, then create the proof. They don't need the scoreboard to look good to keep playing. They don't need applause to keep moving. They don't need perfect conditions to stay disciplined, because they've already decided how this ends. Let me explain something clearly. The world responds to certainty. Not the loud kind, not the fake kind, the calm kind. The kind of certainty that shows up in your tone, in your pace, in your consistency, in your refusal to panic. And that certainty comes from assumptions, assumptions repeated until they become identity. So I want you to install a new default. Even this is working for me. The delay, the rejection, the setback, the silence, the detour. Because what if the delay is preparing you? What if the rejection is redirection? What if the setback is sharpening you? What if the silence is the space where you become dangerous? Most people interpret pain as punishment, but builders interpret pain as training. They don't ask, "Why is this happening to me?" They ask, "What is this building in me?" And that single shift changes how you behave under pressure. Because when you assume things are working in your favor, you become calmer when others collapse. You become patient when others quit. You keep moving when others panic. And patience isn't passive. Patience is power under control. Now, let's talk about the second pillar, definiteness of purpose. Because assumptions alone are not enough. You need direction. Most people don't lack motivation. They lack a clear target. They wake up and react. They scroll. They drift. They start 10 things and finish none. But the man with a definite purpose, he doesn't wake up wondering what the day will bring. He wakes up commanding the day to deliver what he already decided. So here's your assignment. Write your purpose in one sentence, not 10, one. What must you build before your time is done? Who must you become? What outcome is non-negotiable? Because when your purpose is clear, distractions lose their power, comparison becomes irrelevant, and pressure stops feeling like punishment. It becomes fuel. Now, the third pillar, faith is built, not found. Faith is not a mood. It's not something you feel randomly. Faith is repetition. Faith is training. The mind doesn't fully believe what is true.